Okay, I'm back. I just wanted to check the catastrophic loss, and I was expecting this to be a lot like Dday Omaha Beach, and I'm sorry if I'm constantly comparing them if you only own this game and not that one. But in Omaha Beach, catastrophic loss was defined by the number of units that actually got reduced to these green bands. Okay, so if you ever had 8 in the early part of the game, it was game over. Well, in this, it's very interesting. You can have an unlimited number of losses. It's not a number, it's what's on the board. So right now, if you look on the board, we have a green band here and a green band there. If I had nothing but green band units on the entire board, then it's a loss. So that's what a catastrophic loss for us is. So the fact that I lost 2 infantry and at least 4 engineers is not a catastrophic loss. I mean, the actual number of tokens over there, it doesn't comprise a loss. However, it does mean that I'm sucking wind. Okay, so what we have to do now is we're doing our LVTs. So I'm going to just lay them out here so we can see them, and be very careful they don't flip over. So you can see almost all of them took a hit. I have 2 of them that are at full strength, and I'm going to put both of them here because these are both full strength units, see? And so they each need their own LVT. And then this LVT can only carry a 2-step unit. So I need to put 2 LVTs on him in order to be able to carry that guy. And the same is true for the next guy. I have to do 2 LVTs to be able to carry him. And if I move over, I need 2 LVTs to carry this one, and this one is going to wade through the water. Because there's no LVTs left for him. And that's what the nature of this game is. So by the time we get to these later turns, everybody's going to be wading through the water, and there's going to be no LVTs at all. So, okay, so when we get to the amphibious phase, we did step 1. We assign the LVT markers. Then we conduct a landing check for every one. And then everybody that's in the water that was not transported by an LVT, they move 2 hexes. And it'll become 3 after turn 11. And then, of course, if any LVT survives, it does. So, so we're going to start here. And by the way, whatever happens to the LVTs, when there's 2 of them transporting 1 unit, I'll explain it in a second. So there's no drift. And then you can see here how it says LVT is 1 pip. That means one of these is destroyed. This is 2 pips between the both of them, so 1 pip is removed. So we just lost another LVT, but this one lives to see another day. And here you can see 2 pips on the unit. So this infantry unit is already going to take 2 hits. So this is M32. And it gets replaced. This is that green band I was telling you about, so we've already lost miserably. All right, so it's going to land here, and then it's going to go inland 2, or inland 1. So it'll go here in intense fire zone. So he's as good as dead. So he went all the way up there, and he landed there. I'm still thinking that this guy was the luckiest guy on the beach. I really don't think these LVTs are worth a lick of a dip. So now we go to the next one. No drift. And our units are full strength. The LVTs are full strength. It lands on the beach. That one was a perfect card. So this guy goes straight to the beach. And that's going to be helpful, assuming he survives the Japanese attack. Okay, then we get to the next LVT. They're going to drift PR. So when you see PR, what that means is you can see here there's 2 arrows. So normally they're going this way, but what they're doing is they're going to turn and go that way. So they switched which part of the island they're going to land on. And here you can see another perfect card, except it's 3 pips for the unit. And you know what? Oh yeah, never mind. So this unit did take 1 hit, and so he's gonna go and land on the beach and actually help there. And then we have some engineers there that could help. We might actually have some traction over there. And then both of these LVTs survived. And then this last one, there's no drift. So that means we're gonna have, so this one is not, each LVT can only carry 1. That's interesting. Yeah, that's how we're doing it. Okay, so then look at this. 1 dot, and then the LVT is destroyed, and it goes inland 1. So, both of these LVTs that were full strength are destroyed. That's the first bad news. The second bad news is we only have 1 pip. So one of these units is completely destroyed. And then this other unit, H28, is down to a single pip. And then not only does he land on the beach, but he goes inland 1, and now he's going to do a close combat. So we're just getting slaughtered. This game is over before it's even started. So here we got a close combat. So we got a 1 pip versus those two. All right, so the US units get 1 card. Japanese gets 1, 2 for the for the depth marker and its unit. And then, their strength is not greater than 4. They're not attacking. They have a CC marker. All right, so then they always go first for whatever strange reason. So they go first, and their color, by the way, is brown. Again, our favorite color. And there it is, brown. Boom, we're dead. We don't even get to fire. We don't even get to fire at them. That's how pathetic this game is right now. So, yeah, just out of curiosity, look at that, no brown for us. Yay, team. All right, that's it, they're done. At least we got to see the units. Now we can know what's killing us. Okay, so then the last thing is everybody moves 2 spaces, so we can go. Now the only rule is it has to be closer to a beach, so I can't like go this way, and I can't like walk along the beach either. Well, I can walk along the beach once I hit land, but I can't like go, you know, tangentially. There you go. There's our vocabulary word for the day. So, so I'm just gonna charge in. He's gonna die anyways. That's our new motto. We're gonna die anyways. All right, so this one I get to choose as long as I'm going closer to the beach, and I'll go that way because, you know, dying 3 ways is better than dying 4. And this one, of course, is I can at least get to the beach, and I will. I'm on the beach now, and he will be able to do actions this turn because he is on the beach as an inspired unit. And then this guy back here, who didn't go at all, can go twice now. And so we will do the same. We're going to move up 2. Actually, I'm going to go this way, like that, and take the chance that maybe we can get rid of blue and brown. Okay, so we draw an event. So watch this event be, you die. Smoke obscures the beach. No fire from F positions adjacent to beach. Okay, so where are the F positions? Ooh, that's these guys. So are they all F? They are. Ooh, so I think that's what these handy dandy smoke markers are. So we can show that these guys can't get hit, basically. So there's smoke on them. And so it obscures the beach. And it does not help the guys in the water. Now, this guy here is an E, so he could still hit these engineers, for what it's worth. All right, I guess that's helpful. I'm not thrilled with it, but it's better than more depth markers being added, I guess. So again, turn 2 here. So now we go to the Japanese fire phase. And yeah, I was just checking the top of the board there. All right, so here's our fire card. It's red, double purple, and our favorite color, brown. So let's do red. I'm looking in the water here, and there's no red here. There's no red there. But there is a red here. We have a triangle, and this guy's a circle, so we're okay. Assuming that the red unit can't hit anything else, which it can't. That's what this is, right? So there's no other red units I see that can hit us, so that's it for that. Next is purple, and you can see it's a double purple, so you have to have a depth marker, and it has the I. The red had the R. We ignore both of those for now. There's hardly any units out there that have a depth marker, so double purple is not going to activate except for this tank. So this guy here does have the depth marker, and he will do his move. Now the tanks have their own little AI here, and I need to look it up because this is new to this game. They did have tanks in Omaha Beach, but we didn't even play. Those were like an optional rule. So Japanese tanks are page 26. So if they're activated by a position color and there's no lettered action active yet, meaning that that I is not yet active, it's going to do a fire or advance. It fires if anybody's in its field of fire. And here's what's crazy is it fires on the purple. So see how it shows all the purple here? Because he's in a purple spot. But he fires one position further than the purple shows. And it's a steady field of fire into all hexes, one hex beyond the current printed position. So when they say steady fire, they mean the half circle thing. So the good news is we suck at this game, and we hardly have anybody alive. So therefore, that tank has nobody to shoot at. That was our plan all along. It doesn't matter if we take the island. We win if those tanks have nobody to shoot at. That's our new mantra. Okay, so what they're going to do instead is they're going to try to do this thing called an advance. So they're going to move to an unoccupied or Japanese-occupied position hex no more than 4 hexes away and closer to the nearest U.S. unit. So this gets a little tricky. Like, for example, they could move here. Is that really closer? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. It is. So they could move there. Now, what they can't do, this was where they probably would like to move, but it's not closer to a U.S. unit. And this one is an awesome spot, but it's more than 4 spaces away. So he's just going to advance over here to E10. Now, he went from purple to green, so next time we draw a green card, he would activate. And what's crazy is there's now 2 tanks on green. So it's a double tanks moment. And then our favorite guy, Brown, fires. Downtown Julie Brown is going to fire at us. And I guess we're fine because Brown killed us last time. So there's no Brown here. There's no Brown there. There is brown out here, but, oh, yeah. But see, that's a triangle. This is a circle. We're good. Thumbs up. We're still winning. Tanks can't shoot at us. So where is the brown on shore? You can see the blue. You can see the orange. Where are these? Oh, right there's the brown guy. So he's considered, he can't shoot anybody on the beach. This, by the way, is not a beach location. So that smoke is not there. It was specific to beach locations. The good news is this guy is in the brown fire. And one thing I don't like about this game, I'm going to zoom in so you can see it. See this? Oh, that's a brown circle right where the tip of my finger is. And then all these little splotch marks, which I think represent bushes, they look brown too. It's an awful choice of color. I think they sort of failed with this game board in that regard. It's not quite as effective as the other one was. Okay, brown wood fire here, and that would actually be a hit. See, that's an intense, but there's smoke on the beach, so they can't fire there. So the event actually saved our unit, because look, our unit even had a triangle. It would have gotten hit twice. So somehow or another, we miraculously survived. And then, just to make matters worse, sorry, I got to zoom back out for you. I meant to say this guy here is the one that had the smoke. This was an intense field of fire. But now we got this situation where artillery is firing. So we just need 1 heavy plus 6 of any other kind. There's not a single artillery in the game that's been removed. So I think we meet the requirements. But what it's referring to is everywhere there's this artillery symbol. You can see here that's a light artillery. So that would count as one of the 6. And here would be 2. And here is a medium for 3. Medium for 4. A light for 5. And a light for 6. So we already got our 6. So now we just need the 1 heavy, and it's around here somewhere. There's a medium, there's a light. See, wouldn't you know the board? I'm betting there's only 1 heavy on the entire board, isn't there? There's a medium. Right there it is, way up in the corner. So there's your heavy. So that's actually a nice target to try to take out. Well, what that means is they're hitting somebody, and it's also never good. And what they're going to hit is somebody on the beach. Now, I know that our so when we do a couple of things. When we did close combat, you're always supposed to do these event cards. So even though the colors don't match, there's events that I got to look for, and that's what you look for is that CC. So there's a chance we had some events and I ignored it. So my apologies if somebody noticed that and I did not. So apologies there. We'll get it right next time. There might be a next time. We might lose before then. Okay, so one of our cheat sheets has how the artillery hits. I just need to find it. So give me a second. So this is the Japanese fire chart, which is very helpful. It tells you that the intense fire is priority 1, and then the steady fire is 2. Then this machine gun fire, which we're not doing yet, would be 3. And then this one is the same level as priority 2. I know it doesn't say it, but it is. And you would do this one last, of course, but the machine gun would be priority 3. Now, it tells you what your hit limits are, and it does change based on turn. It explains the concentrated target. This is very helpful chart, especially early on when you're trying to figure it all out. Now, somewhere here, I would swear I saw an artillery fire priority. Here it is, right there. So it's going to hit a non-HQ unit with the target symbol shown on the fire card, loses a step. Ooh. So the fire card was a triangle. So what it's going to try to do is it's going to try to hit somebody in a beach approach hex. So that would be these spots, which, by the way, I forgot to do. So let me go grab. These are supposed to be out. All right, so this one starts in R3. And this one's in R2. So we have none, because it's a non-HQ unit. And we have 2 HQs coming on to the scene. So then the next one is in a water hex. So now we got to look in the water hex for a triangle. And you can see we have a circle, a diamond, and a circle. So those don't exist. Then in a beach hex. And everybody we have, except for him, is a beach hex. So remember, we drew a triangle, but he's not in a beach hex. That's the reason why he doesn't have smoke on him. And that's what's crazy about this, is that he's not surviving, because since there's no smoke, brown would have killed him. So he's dead from the brown. Just a quick reminder, that was a brown that we had, and he had an intense fire, and there was no smoke because smoke only occurred on the beach. So he died from that. Now this artillery is desperately trying to hit somebody. He needs somebody with a triangle, and that's a triangle right there. You bum. That's a triangle. But smoke is obscuring things. Let me make sure the event, no fire from F positions, but the artillery can still fire. So now it becomes, we found a few triangles, and now we got to hit the one that has the most steps. He has 4, and that one has 3. So this guy takes the hit. And that really blows. All right, so the Japanese are done. And it's now time for us to go. And I'm afraid to even go. If I was on this beach, I would be hiding. So got to give those Marines credit. So here we go. What do we do? I have 3 actions. Those actions are going to do diddly squat for me, because I'm going to do a close combat and get nothing with it. But that's where I'm at. I got to do 3 actions. So I have 1 free action, obviously, down here on the southern tip. And he can't do anything because he's 2 spaces away. But he will go up and try to take out blue here. So that's something. I could move these engineers over to try to help take out, that's an artillery spot. So maybe, but see, this guy's in intense fire. He needs to get out of there. And don't know what to do with that one. So anyways, I moved this one because he's a free action. I can only do 3 things, and I think if Butterfield gave me unlimited actions, I would still lose this game. Now we go over here. This guy's as good as dead. This one is at least in a semi-safe spot. This one, that's right. So that's action 1. We're attacking. This guy is going to attack here with his help. So that would be action 2, because I have to spend an action for him to help. And then action 3 is I'm going to go here. This guy's on intense fire. He's as good as dead. And everywhere he moves is intense fire. So when you have nowhere to move, guess what we do? We charge. So we're going to charge green. Actually, we probably should charge brown, because I think brown has more fire zone than green. But we're going to take green first, because he's the artillery. So we're going to go do another close combat, because those have gone so swimmingly for us so far. Okay, let's resolve the easier one first. We're going to do a US action. And so the first thing we got to do is check the terrain. So this is a beach hex. And the beach hex, like some terrain gets a double modifier if you're attacking there. So what you do is you look here. Okay, so you can see that the beach all the terrain does nothing, okay? If there's palm trees, those are those things I was telling you were painted the wrong color. It halves the strength of U.S. infantry conducting range fire. So let's make sure there's no palm trees here on the beach, and we're okay. There's no palm trees there. So we're not halved. The buildings would double the unit strength, but not the depth. There's no buildings here. This little nut-looking thing is not a building. These are buildings. These little gray things. Those are buildings. So this is not. A fortified building, it looks like it's a building with a dark edge on it. Well, we definitely don't have that. I sure hope there's not a lot of those on this map. I see one right here. That's a fortified building. That isn't even like a building that a Japanese unit can be at, which is crazy. Weird. But a fortified building is unit and depth strength is doubled. Then there's this rough crater nonsense. The rough crater, the unit strength is doubled, but the depth is not. So what would be constitute a rough crater? I'm looking, but I don't see one. So it looks like this or this circle. So just to give you an idea, I mean, these look like they're all palm trees. It's like, what's this? I mean, there's a circle there, but is that what they're calling a rough crater? Is that what they mean? The circle covers the entire hex? If so, this is a circle. See that? Like, is that a rough crater? Oh, and we're definitely, look, we're attacking through a seawall hex side. So see that thing there? That's a seawall hex side. So that means the unit strength is doubled and the depth is not. So I'm having trouble finding what a rough crater is. I'm wondering, because it looks like there's this circle around that spot, if that's what a rough crater is. In that case, the unit strength is doubled and depth is not. So it's the same answer. So I think we're fine. By the way, it's not cumulative. You just take one of the bonuses, whatever's the best one, and that's what they get. There is no, it's doubled twice, so therefore it's times 4. Okay, so the unit strength is doubled, the depth is not. There is no depth marker, so we don't have to worry about that. So what we do is we just reveal it. And looking at us, we have 12 strength. And so he has just 2 strength, because it's 1 times 2. And he needs a mortar. That's what that special symbol is. It's a mortar symbol. We can't defeat him unless he has that. And so now we got to go look at this chart. So we have a chart here that our infantry, when they're at full strength, they come with a mortar. They come with all this equipment. But if you look at our infantry there, you can see that it's just got a Browning, a bazooka, and a demolition. The BR, the BZ, and the DE. Now this one is full strength, but he's 2 spaces away, so we got to look that up. So if an infantry 4 steps or heavy infantry with 3 or 4 steps attacking from a non-adjacent, right there, they have mortar. So the infantry with 4 steps, which is what this is, see, he has a range of 2. It still has a mortar. So we do meet the criteria, and this unit is defeated. So the one thing you want to look at is see how this unit is like a clear white background, and just to compare it against this unit here that has the dark red. So see, clear white versus dark red. It's pretty obvious. The clear whites, when you defeat those, they're out of the game forever. And if I got that backwards, I promise I'll fix it. But one of them is out of the game forever. The other one is not. I'm pretty sure the clear whites are the ones that are out of the game forever. And then they also you can identify them by their number too. So like, see, this one's like the 4. See that number 4 there at the top? And then this one has the number 35 SBD. The 35 SBD are the elite units. And so the elite units come back until turn 10. After turn 10, if you can cut off Japanese communication, then you can actually eliminate them from the game forever. But you have to cut off their communication, which is another challenge within itself. But we defeated it. And even after doubling it, because its strength of 1 was actually chump change. So, so maybe that's how this game is balanced, because I feel like I'm getting thumped. But we just attacked somebody who only had a strength of 1. So these aren't like the seasoned German units we were going up against in Omaha Beach. But anyways, there you have it. We actually won something. Yay! So with these, both of these units being yellow, being clear, see these are yellow fire zones here. We now are no longer going to get hit by fire. These 2 units are completely safe at the moment, and that is a cause for rejoice. So now let's go lose again. So after we got all of our hopes up, we're going to go and attack this Japanese unit, and I need to come up with a better system for doing close combat. But let me grab the close combat procedure. I don't feel quite confident to do this by memory yet, but we'll try to do this in a fashion that makes sense. So we're going to be, this unit here is going up against this one, and it's green, by the way. This is a green fire zone. So we have to reveal him, and he's revealed. He's not a close combat unit. And so let's get our cards out. So we get 1 card for each US step. So we have 3 steps. So we're going to get 3 cards, and these are the US cards. And then we get 1 if there's a flamethrower present. There is not. And then 1 if there's a hero. There is not. So then for the Japanese, they get 1 if they're attacking. They're not. They get 1 if their strength is greater than 4. No, you can see it's a 2. See, the strength is 2 up there. And 1 if it has a CC, it doesn't. 1 if the Japanese unit is a tank, it doesn't. So it's going to get 1 card. The odds are in our favor, and watch us still lose this damn battle. Okay, so they go first, unfortunately. So we're going to reveal their card, and this time we got to pay attention for events, because I may have missed those. And I apologize if I did. You're welcome to comment for the viewers what events I missed. It didn't matter. I lost miserably anyways. But, okay, there's no event on this one. And it drew a green. Woo, imagine that. They get a green. So we lose a card. And we are reduced to 2 steps. So another infantry unit bites the dust. Like so. So we're already down to a green band. Okay, we get to attack. Hey, there's a green. We got him. There's no event. So we do hit him, and he gets eliminated, and that's game over for us. So this one goes in the eliminated units pile, which is here. And see, unturns. Well, anyways, it just explains. That's where it goes. And there's no more battle left to be done. And I don't think... So elimination is one of the ways the battle can end. A Japanese unit in close combat goes to the eliminated box if it's the 3 SBD or 7 SSNL, or if you just follow my advice, the dark red, right? So, but if you're colorblind, that's another way you can do it. So it says that by elimination of all units on one side, survivors remain in the hex disrupted. So actually, we do get to move. So we moved, and then we are disrupted, apparently. Probably because, you know, battles have us all disoriented. So this guy here could fire on us. There is a fire zone, and it's actually an intense one. So we can be eliminated by Brown after doing all this. We had no actions left, or otherwise I would have moved the engineers over to help him, but that was not to be. So, just out of curiosity, we'll look at this last card. This was the last American card, and see right here, this is what I'm talking about. It was a reinforce. So a reinforce would have added a card to the Japanese card pile, and if the participating unit had no depth marker, it would have gotten one. That would have been the worst card on the planet for us to get. And yeah, granted, it was green, so we would have hit. So what happens is he would get a depth marker, and then we would destroy the depth marker. That's what would have happened. And then he would have gotten a card, and of course, you know his card would have hit us. He never misses. So, anyways, we actually won. As much as I'm trying to whine and complain about it, we actually won. So, there you go. End of turn 2. Brutal game. But we are on the beach, and we actually finally had a few victories. So, what I'm struggling with at the moment, other than the fact that I'm grabbing my ankles, is I don't know what my strategy is. Like, so with Omaha Beach, you knew you had to get to the safety of the other side of the beach, right? And then once you got there, there were a few German nests, and you knew I had to climb the cliff here to get this one, and I had to, you know, hit this one head on, and then once I got him, I had to climb around to get the other one. This one, I mean, I'm looking at all these dots, and the dots are nothing but intense everywhere. And it's just, it's madness. So I think I'm trying to just clear out what I can, when I can. But it's just madness. I mean, it's not like I can just, I mean, running out into this area is suicide with all the different fire zones that are going out there. So I think right now the goal is to clear the beach and just clean out. I mean, the fact that these two guys are gone means all the yellow that's occurring here is no longer firing on us. So this water is safe except for green, and green is formidable. But guess who we're going to go after next? Well, show. So that's what we're going to try to do. Okay, enough of that. Let's move to turn 3. All right, so it says, oh, it's got a nice little reminder here. Draw Japanese action. Okay, so technically speaking, I don't need to do this. So here's what's happening. The P action, if the Japanese have a P action, we have to now do that. So it's no longer they're just firing. There could be the P action, which, looking it up, is a patrol. So patrol is probably, of the 5 available, probably the least damaging to us. But there's going to be a lot of disrupted units from that. All right, so we'll get into it and dive into it if it ever arrives. Okay, so I can get an LVT to land my headquarters here, and I might as well. Headquarters, by the way, count as 0 pips for the purposes of LVTs. So right now we're just seeing how they land, and I know there's special rules with headquarters. Headquarter units have 0 steps and does not count as a unit. So I think they still need LVTs, or otherwise they're walking. So we're going to do the LVTs. So there's no drift. And the LVT survives, and then of course the unit survives at full strength. Since the headquarters has no pip, unless this says it's destroyed, we don't even have to. But anyways, it goes to the water. So what that means is this headquarters made it to there. And I'm going to check real quick, because this doesn't seem right. I think headquarters might actually just go straight to the beach. Headquarters are weird. They always have their own rules. They're special. So you may, at your option, ignore the drift result for an LVT with an HQ unit. On the landing, you may treat inland results as beach results. And then at your option, HQ units are not eliminated by landing results, and an HQ possesses no steps for purposes of accessing losses to other units. So apparently the HQ is stuck in the water though. And yes, we draw the cards. So here there's no drift. And then here, see it says inland 1. I can ignore that and make it a beach landing. And then the LVT survived. So no LVT losses for us. No soup for you. This lands, and it can go inland 1 to there. And I'm going to choose to put it on the beach. So now I have a hero on there. And that is freaking sweet. That's all I can tell you. But what's so sweet about it is he gets a free unit now. And you can see on the HQ it says the word hero. He actually is a hero unit. So not only does he provide free actions to himself and everything around it, but he counts as a hero unit, just like the one that died over there. And the fact that we were able to land it, I mean, even if he was here, it would have been awesome. But we were able to put him on the beach, so he's with our unit. And now this unit, both of them can move together and create some carnage. And that is awesome sauce. So we finally are getting something going our way. And maybe that's the thing. You just got to endure these first couple turns until you get your HQ units. And the fact that we got 2 HQ units that are here, this is where you focus first. I really think that over there you just stay alive. I really do. But anyways, that's where we're at. And the fact that we're getting HQ units here means these are going to be free actions. And over there, you can spend your actions. So we're going to be able to do both, to be honest. But I think the priority over here is to go get that heavy artillery up at the top. But okay, so with that being said, there's other stuff to do. We moved our HQ units, but now this one moves 2. Remember, everything moves 2 spaces. So that moves 2 spaces. He's almost on shore. And then this guy is going to move 2 spaces, and we're going to just zigzag like that. And then this guy moves 2, and I believe we can go this way. So he lands there. We don't have to go in a straight line, as long as it's closer to a beach. And landing on a beach was closer to a beach. Okay, so that's our landing phase. Now we got some more stuff coming out. We got our first tank. He says, "Thanks for not forgetting about me." So R2, this is an interesting one. I think I want him to go here. And then this is another tank in R3. And again, I want him to go where the HQ is, because that's where all the fun is. All the fun people go there. And then, now what I'm concerned about here is if I put him here, see how we're getting a little bit of a bottleneck at the southern tip? I don't want to get concentrated units. A tank, by the way, is its own LVT. It doesn't use LVTs. It just, but it does the LVT checks. And then, so for example, see how here where the LVT has 2 pips? Your tank would have survived with 2 pips. That's what you do, is you draw that and look at the L number. So if the LVT gets destroyed, the tank gets destroyed. That's how you would do tanks. And I think I want to move him to here so he can help those units up there. And I don't have an HQ yet, so these are all actions over here anyway. So, okay. So I'm okay with this so far. This is, maybe we can recover and get some. The one thing that's different between this and Omaha Beach is, as much as I feel like I'm grabbing ankles in this game, in Omaha Beach, nearly, well, a couple of things. The Japanese units, of course, are already on the board, whereas the German units are like waking up, right? So most of the board is empty at the beginning of the game. Only the nests are actually populated. The other thing is those depth markers, they come out fast. They're just constantly coming out, the depth markers. Whereas here, we got a few depth markers, but we don't have much mouse. So anyways, let's keep going. Now we draw an event in the event phase, and we're on turn 3. So here, the Japanese tank unit, the blue one, conducts the fire or advance action. So I think that event can stick it. So this is the blue. What they mean by the blue one is they mean this tank here with the blue circle on it. So this guy is going to do a fire, but he's in green and he doesn't see anybody. So now he's going to do an advance, and he can advance up to 4 spaces. So the only thing that's closer to the Americans, which are over here, is this one. He would love to go here, but that was more than 4 spaces away. So he goes there. So he advances. These tanks are going to be a problem. Okay, event is done. There were hundreds of other better events, and of course they don't help us at all there. But it's now Japanese fire phase. So we got double red, which means that no red's firing because there's no double red anywhere on the board. And just a quick reminder, that tank has a red circle in it, but that doesn't mean it's red. He's in a blue location. So the location is what we're referring to here, and it's a double red. There's no tanks in the double red. The only other places that have depth markers is green and brown. So nothing happens for red. So then we have purple. Purple is going to do something. And I'm looking to see if any of us are in a purple spot. And thankfully we are not. Holy cow, are we getting lucky? This one is a blue, so we got to be mindful there. Oh, we got a purple. These engineers are in purple. So it is a circle. So purple circle, and that engineer is destroyed. Yeah, that's... I mean, you sit there long enough, you're going to get hit. That's the same as Omaha Beach. But nothing we can do. We only can do 3 actions a turn. So I'm looking everywhere else. I can't see any of the other colors. It's not as obvious where the fire zones are in this one. Like I said, the artwork could be a little better. Okay, and then the blue. This blue, I think, is going to be a problem child. So it's a circle. We ignored the M because we revealed the P action, not the M action. But blue is firing, and it's firing on circle. So let's figure out what blue is going to do over here. So here you can see there's a blue. This is a circle. This is blue. That's a triangle. So this guy takes a hit. Maybe my theory about walking from the edge is not going to pay off. Now we go over here to blue. And there's a lot of blue going on. So that's the steady fire. He's not a circle. Steady fire is not a circle. That's blue. He is a circle. So he takes a hit. And I believe that is the extent of our blue. This guy is not in blue, even though there's a blue guy here firing. He makes it that far, but no further. There is a blue tank though. So we got to do a tank action. And the tank is going to fire or advance. And so you can clearly see he has nobody to fire at. But here's the tricky thing. These US units you would think he's going after, but this one's closer. So he's going to advance to this brown spot. And then his fire would make it to here. Because you can see brown goes to there. And then his fire would make it to where the engineer is. So next time he's called upon, he could hit that engineer. Could is the key word. All right, Japanese fire is over. We skipped US engineer and HQ. That doesn't happen until turn 11 or something like that. So now it's our turn. We get to do actions. This HQ unit's still in the water, so he doesn't, do anything yet. He can provide free actions around him, but there's nobody around him to get free actions either. Nobody in the water can do anything, is what I'm trying to say. So we got 3 things we can do. These guys are free. We don't have to worry about them. Their actions are free. So we can move these 2 or do something with them. Here, we have a situation where we may want to clear this blue out. And then this engineer is obviously a sitting duck, and moving over will help because green has been cleared out. So we have a brown here, but there is no green. So we were able to clear. This guy, his only action he's allowed to do is remove a disrupted marker. So we don't have to worry about spending an action on him. And then over here, we can spend an action possibly. These guys are ready to do something. This guy has a range of 3, so I could actually try to attack with him to there and then use my range 3 to actually do something. And that's not a terrible idea, but it's 2 actions for me to do. So that's the problem with that. I don't think I can spend 2 actions. So let's come back to here. The question is, oh, he's a free action. So let me think about this. So the first action is he's going to help him attack. Okay. I think I'm going to spend an action to move this engineer so he doesn't die. And then I think the third action is I'm just going to attack with only him to this spot instead of trying to do some kind of combined attack. What I could do is leave the engineer up there and then try to do my plan, but I'm not going to do that. I'm going to just let it sit for now. Do I really want to do this? Yes, that's what I want to do. And then these guys move for free. These are very intense fire zones, so he's going to move up into there like that. This purple could slaughter him here, so he'll just move over. And he is shooting past the firewall, but he's not. And I don't think there's an issue there. This Japanese unit has a building, so that means the unit strength is doubled, but the depth is not. So we do have a double situation here, but I like the fact that these 2 units are together, and I also like the fact that we're sort of clearing this little section. Okay, so let's resolve this first. Sorry with the bump there. So it's as simple as revealing. And you can see there's palm trees, so if there was range, we'd have an issue. And then there's also this seawall. You can see this little seawall that goes all the way around. It goes around this guy. So he does get a seawall bonus. And the seawall bonus is that his strength is doubled. Okay, ignore the C. That C, if you remember, it means that he's a coastal unit. That just means he starts on a spot with a C on it. He just needs an MG. And this guy does not have an MG. Oh. He has a Browning, a bazooka, and a demolition. If the hero was alive, he could have provided an MG, but he died like a punk. And then this one's a mortar and a Browning. So we don't have an MG. Now, how do I know this? What we do is we go here. So we reveal, and does the U.S. attackers possess the required weapons? No. What's the attack strength compared to the Japanese defense? So he has a 2, right? Because we drew a 1, but he gets to be doubled. And then we have 5, 8. So we are at least double his strength. So if he's alone, he's disrupted. That's what happens. The only way we can defeat him is we have to have a matching weapon. So until we figure out how to get an MG there, there's nothing we can do. And this guy has an MG. You can see here. He had it when he was full strength, but even after being hit, you can see there's an MG written there. But it's going to be a long time before he gets to shore. So we're in trouble, is the right phrase here. So this one, now our other option is we can close combat him. And maybe we'll do that. I don't know. I'm as thrilled about that as I am about doing taxes. Okay, so we removed our disruption marker for him. This one will move in. He's still not able to do any attacks or anything, but he's at least out of that fire zone. He's actually safe right now. Unless a Japanese unit comes here, he's immune from getting hit at the moment. And then we're going to do this one. This is a nice strength 8 unit, and I think just by himself he can take something on. And what does FT stand for? Flamethrower. And it's the heavy infantry only. And heavy infantry are the ones that have that solid line next to them. Oh, and look at this. He's a heavy infantry. Oh, I love it when a plan comes together. So we got balls lucky on that one. This guy is inside of a crater circle, so he would be doubled, so he's a 2, but we have an 8. We blow him out of the water. And using that same chart I was just telling you about, because he's a heavy weapons, heavy infantry with that solid line, we meet the FT requirement. And so since we meet the FT requirement, we're at this part here, and he's just a Japanese unit alone, so he's defeated. And even if he had a depth marker, we would have done some awesome stuff against him. But right now, he's gone, but see, he has the solid red line, so he's an elite unit that goes into the defeated. So he's up there in a defeated. And in fact, I'm going to turn them over because they're going to come back out, and we might as well start randomizing them. All right, so we got rid of a blue, which is extremely helpful because this blue, by the way, since there's this line, as long as that blue is alive, I can still get hit here. This blue is not specific to that spot. If I eliminate this one, then the blue is finally gone. So he's still in jeopardy, but Alex Trebek told him he gets to survive for another final Jeopardy round. So we'll see him again tomorrow. Okay, moving on to... We're done. That's what we're moving on to. And I'm at an hour, so I'm averaging a half hour a turn. I think that's okay. We're going slow as we learn the rules. And I hope this has been helpful so far. And yeah, thanks for watching and stay awesome. I'll see you on turn 4.